It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now, let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Boy, I sound rough today.
Had a rough weekend, huh?
That voice. Been screaming, yelling, USA, baby! Shooting off fireworks.
No, I didn't.
Well, you got all.
I'm quite sure people saw my family's fireworks, though. It was a light show.
Light show?
Real deal. They had like 2 pallets. Warehouse pallets of fireworks, John. Just blasting off. I went home. I got tired of it. It felt like a WrestleMania entrance. A very long one. I even put together a little routine and everything coming out.
Big Van Vader coming out.
Yeah, had a little Vader coming bounce, out. Little Chris Jericho action, all that kind of activity, man.
All kinds of activities going on. Everybody, I hope you had a wonderful July 4th weekend. But you know what, man? That means we're getting closer to football.
We are, I think, 54 days away from, the first college football game. Something to that effect.
You also got, don't forget, the Hall of Fame games coming up soon.
I don't watch preseason football, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's football.
But it's football, but I don't watch it. It'll be on TV. It'll be watching me, or I'll be doing something, it'll be background entertainment. But
so you're like John with the NBA and Christmas.
Kind of, sort of that way. Not as bad because I kind of got the thing, similar deal with the NFL. Like, y'all really don't get cracking in October. The tackling don't be good, none of that until October anyway. When they put the pink gloves on with the pink socks, the breast cancer awareness uniforms, that's when they get real for me with the NFL. But I do like the opening start of everything. It's beautiful. You feel it in the air.
I also I don't know, man. Like right now, baseball's feeling good.
Yeah.
We got the all-star situation settled yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Couple snubs.
Mm-hmm.
Also, over the weekend in baseball, you saw the Astros. Did you see that? It was a 3-game sweep of the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have pitching.
Yeah, you do.
One thing, though, I will say the Astros, man, it looked like they knew what was coming. Every off-speed pitch they were teeing off on.
I think I saw a stat where it said the Dodgers have the most starting pitchers this year.
Well, it's because everybody and their grandmother gets hurt.
Right. I think they had 16 different starting pitchers throughout already.
Oh, I believe
John, during that sweep of said Dodgers, the people want to know, did we hear trash cans throughout the weekend? No trash cans? Houston?
I don't get it.
The trash cans, when you get the hits, that's how they cheated, John.
That's
how Houston cheated. Were there any trash cans? How can they do that
I
to the
got you.
Dodgers?
You're talking about when they were stealing signals.
Yeah, and I was saying this weekend they swept the Dodgers. Did we hear any trash cans during that sweep?
No, I didn't hear any trash cans.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
It did look like every Astros player, especially Jose Altuve, who hit that bomb.
Yeah, you said they kind of knew what they were.
It was all off-speed stuff they were killing. They were just killing it. So
that was like trash cans. Where would I get one of those from?
I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember, I was thinking of
if they got a sweep, did they cheat? That's
when you would
all.
Drag
you can get
down
the trash can from ECW. They got plenty of them. They might have some weapons in them, but
I like the Stros, but a lot of people won't forgive them. Just won't.
I actually don't feel like they did anything wrong. That's just me personally, because I look at it. First of all, Tom Hanks lied to all of us when he said there was no crying in baseball. There's a lot of crying in baseball.
Yeah, but Altuve covering up that chest, that visual still sits with you.
If you want to talk about stealing signs, change your signs.
Well, now they completely changed it. They don't even give signals anymore. They talk to your, you got the pitching thing, the headgear.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Even still. But then they also have like a pitch clock now.
Oh, yeah. It's a different world. I'll tell you one thing, man. You work a batter like last night. What game were we watching? Like the dude, he ended up striking. It was Manny Machado last night. Had like an 11 pitch at bat. Ended up getting out, but just the wear and tear. And the progressive and the fact that you have to get that bad boy out with the quickness. You ain't over there just sitting there sucking wind. My man was sucking wind. Next thing you know, everybody blows it up. But that's just baseball is pretty fascinating. And the trade deadline is quickly approaching. That's July 31st. Mm-hmm. I'm looking around at some of these contenders and some of these teams at the top, and I will say it's pretty simple. If you do not have a bona fide stud, like a number one starter, you're going to be in some trouble. I mean, look at Detroit right now. Tarek Skubal, Real Deal, Holyfield. I'm kind of curious. I mean, you look at like also Max Fried. He's doing great things this year. I mean, Zach Wheeler in Philadelphia. Framber Valdez for Houston. Hunter Brown, by the way, also at Philadelphia. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff going on with baseball in the world. But it is time to... who we got on the phone, D?
Mr. Crane.
Man, Mr. Crane. I'm kind of curious. You're going to have to pull him in today.
Yeah, that's what I was going to need me to do. Gotcha.
But, man, y'all know Crane and Company. My man's been all over Europe. He's been to the White House. He talks to everybody and their grandmother about college football. They have the best show going. It is a TV show. It is a podcast. It is everything. It's Crane and Company, Crain and Company. Check it out. What up, Jake?
What is up, dog? How's it going? How was your 4th?
Man, my 4th was beautiful. Lake, fireworks, family, food, and fun. I don't think you can beat it.
No, it's top notch.
Tell me how was everything? You back from Europe?
Yeah, man. Landed yesterday. It's a really long flight, and I hate flying, so that's the worst part. But no, we're back stateside and had a great trip and just getting ready for SEC Media Days, man. Popping off next week.
Dude, I am fired up about SEC Media Days. I'm fired up about the SEC, and I don't know why. You just jarred my memory. I think it was maybe a month ago. You had Timmy B on, Tim Brando, on Crane and Company, and you just kind of reminded me of something when he said that the SEC owns college basketball, but he doesn't believe they own football anymore. I watched the episode. Did get me to thinking a little bit. Yeah, Big Ten does have a lot of money. Michigan, Ohio State coming off those championships. But there are question marks, like you mentioned, Alabama being a little bit down. We don't know how Kalen DeBoer is going to bounce back. So many questions. Do you believe what Timmy B said, or is it just kind of like, poking the bear and seeing if they're going to wake up from hibernation?
Well, look, I mean, I think with NIL, with the transfer portal, with all the changes, like nobody is going to dominate college football the way that the SEC did, for a decent amount of time. I mean, you look at the amount of teams that won a national championship. I think they won it, 6, 7 years in a row, something like that. I don't think you're going to see that level of domination. That still doesn't mean that you don't run college football. You just may not run it by as much. And look, a lot of it is how you define running college football, right? Is it a team from your conference has to win the national championship, or a team from your conference, you have to have the most teams in the playoff? You got to define what domination is. Is it you have the most players drafted in that conference, or you have the most NIL money? So while the SEC and the Big Ten are the two top dogs, I don't think anybody or any single team is going to dominate college football the way that we saw the SEC do as a conference, or that Alabama did under Saban for a while. So I think that's just kind of the natural evolution of the changes that we've seen in college athletics.
A lot of change in college athletics. I mean, everything from the paying the players now as that's coming past. If you opted in for the $20.5 million, like the world is still changing, but dadgummit, right now it matters what's on the field. Not like we're going to SEC Media Days, but I haven't asked you anything really about the Big Ten this year. And I know that like James Franklin, we always talk about it. He loses the big one. They were pretty damn good last year. You got Drew Allar back. I like him. He doesn't turn the ball over until the big game, but it's also he doesn't throw the ball or, basically thread the needle. He's been playing forever. They got great running back Singleton and Allen, new defensive coordinator in Jim Knowles. Is this the year that Penn State finally gets over the damn hump?
I mean, it's got to be. And it's not just that. You look financially, they've had so much investment into the program, and you feel like it's kind of built up to this year. And look, it's not just that Penn State has the roster to do it. It's that there's a lot of changes, especially at the quarterback position, in the other big brands of college football. The window has never been as open for Penn State with the returning production that they have, not just at quarterback. You mentioned some of the other ones as well. So you would think this has to be the year. And I know Penn State fans are banking on that. And it's not just making the playoff. It's getting over the Ohio State hump, like winning a national championship, stuff like that. So, yes, and you brought up Drew Aller, and I don't think enough people talked about how big of a coordinator addition that Penn State getting Andy Kotelnicki from Kansas was. I think that's why you saw Drew make the jump that he made last year. Now, it still felt like they didn't trust him fully. I think this year they are going to trust him fully, and he showed the ability to make the throws that we had not seen in some big moments last year as compared to the previous season. So the saying the stars are aligning is a perfect fit for Penn State. They have to go do it. They're going to be really good on the line of scrimmage again. This has got to be the year, Johnny Radio. It's got to everything that they needed to happen has happened.
I love college football. I can't wait for it. I love talking with Jake Crane. I don't think there is a show period that does college football better. They're on top of it. David Cohn, Blaine Crane, and Jake Crane. My man Marcus Freeman. Dude, does he just go get every famous former football player? I saw Larry Fitzgerald's son, Devin Fitzgerald, signed with them. You have Thomas Davis Jr., you got Keedron Finley. You got they got so many dudes. Bryce Young's kids playing over there. Bryce Young, Elijah Burris from Plaxico. Dude went out there and got every pro good football player's kid who was decent, and they all going to Notre Dame. And we know things about former NFL football players. They usually have big pockets. What's up with Notre Dame?
Well, Marcus Freeman is, and look, Notre Dame's always recruited well, but it feels like from an overall athleticism standpoint that Marcus Freeman has changed the way that Notre Dame can compete. They're not just big linemen anymore with a couple good skill players. They've got speed all around, and they kept all the big linemen. So I think he's put them in a position to not be behind the eight ball from an overall roster standpoint once you get into the playoff and you're going against some of the other big boys. As far as the bloodline argument, it's about the safest bet you can make, right? I mean, again, Jerome Bettis' kid, I can go down the list. You have to feel like it's a pretty safe bet when you have that type of genealogy. You don't have to go to Ancestry.com to figure out these guys were born with some talent. And I think the big pockets is just an add-on, right? So, look, it's smart. But it's been everything that Marcus Freeman is doing, and he's getting better as a coach in game as well. Just like a young quarterback goes through ups and downs on the field, young coaches goes through ups and downs from an in-game coaching standpoint. He's only going to get better, and it just feels like Notre Dame is a cooler place to play now because of Marcus Freeman, and that's all 18-year-olds care about. And they got the NIL money to back it up.
Forever, they were going to have to join a conference. Oh, my God, man, with all the changes, them standing pat, it looks like it's paid off pretty well. They're never going to join, are they?
Well, they're not going to join until we have some sort of breakaway Super League. Because why would you? I mean, you have that NBC contract that you're dangling out there. You don't have to worry about, your games being on TV. You don't have to worry about sharing that revenue with anybody else, and you can schedule who you want. And I know the knock on Notre Dame, at least before the past couple of years was, their schedule's soft, this, that, and the other. You can't say that about the past 2 years. Notre Dame has scheduled, pretty well, and they deserve to be in the college football playoff, and they've been better for it. So in the long run of this argument, Notre Dame looks to be the side that was right on not joining a conference. I'm sure Clemson would rather be alone right now than to be in the ACC, even with the changes in the TV revenue.
Speaking of Clemson, Dabo's boys got Cade Klubnik back. He could be one of the top picks in the NFL draft next year. He's continued to do it different. It looks like it's actually still working out for Dabo. Is he the belle of the ball in the ACC? And one day they actually get out?
Well, look, now that they did make those changes, I think Clemson, feels better about their position, but I think they're still open to suitors. And again, we're heading for this breakaway league anyway. So, you kind of feel like it's almost a waste of time to try and just hop in another conference right now and go through all those hula hoops when they kind of acquiesce to your demands. Clemson is the best team in the ACC, and it's not even close. They actually returned the most production of any team in the country, including at quarterback, where Cade Klubnik has just continued to improve. He's had the same coordinator. He knows the offense in and out. They've been able to grow with each other. But the biggest difference for Clemson has been, because the question before was, where are the Nuke Hopkins? Where are the Justin Rosses at? Well, they found those with Wesco and some of the young guys they had on the outside that really blossomed last year and have turned them into a vertical threat once again. So this Clemson team is the best team in the ACC. We're going to have a hell of a matchup week 1 when they play LSU at home. Clemson should win the ACC, should be a top 4 seed in the college football playoff, and I think they're good enough to win the whole thing.
Ooh. Dabo would be dancing in the street. SEC fans would be freaking out.
Yeah, as cringy as that dance would be, Dabo would be dancing.
Oh, he would be. He would be, man. What you got coming down the pipe this week, man? We got the baseball all-star stuff coming up. I mean, we even dipping our toe into the baseball yet?
Look, and you know me, I love baseball, but we're steamrolling toward college football, man. We've got a big show today talking about what's going on at Auburn in recruiting and why Alabama and Kalen DeBoer has been able to keep that train rolling. Should Auburn fans panic and why Alabama fans should be rejoicing? We're going to have a bunch of big breakdowns coming on later in the week. The new college football video game is out. We're going to have a deep dive look at that here in the middle of the week on the 10th when the actual just regular game comes out as opposed to the deluxe edition that came out today. So, look, if you love college football, if you're listening to this show, you're probably a college football fan. Head on over to Crane & Company. Easiest way to find us on YouTube, CRAIN & Company. Come hang out with us.
Man, I got a man who just texted in, and he said, oh, man, please do me a favor and ask Jake Crane this because he believes he watches the show all the time. You're dropping previews, by the way, left and right. If you care about your football team, you literally just go to YouTube, Crane & Company, CRAIN, bring up the team. They've probably got to them, and if they haven't, they're going to get to them soon. He says he's kind of wondering all the stuff at Tennessee, are people sleeping on him and Joey Aguilar?
Well, when you had the chaos that happened, there was going to be a negative effect on Tennessee from a perception standpoint regardless. Where I'm positive about Tennessee is the defense is going to be really, really good again this year. I know you lost James Pierce and a couple pieces, but I really like what Tennessee returns on the defense. The question is, with Joey Aguilar's past of being a gunslinger, which it's typically a positive term when you say gunslinger, but he does have a willingness to take too many chances. But Josh Heupel's offense, it's like quick addition. A lot of it is pre-snap. I think Aguilar's got a ton of arm talent, and if he's able to read the math, which he should be able to, I think Tennessee can use this as a chip on the shoulder to maybe sneak back in. But even with Nico this year, I don't mean to disappoint the gentleman who texted in, I don't think Tennessee was going to be elite even with Nico this year. But in a funny way, all this negativity could be that chip on the shoulder that propels them past where their roster really before could have taken them. I will never doubt Josh Heupel. I will never doubt that defense and those guys flying around knocking people's teeth through the back of their throat. So don't be surprised if we look up in November and Tennessee's the problem.
Jake, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad you're back. I'll be watching it this afternoon, and I cannot wait for media days because we'll be locked and loaded to Crane & Company, and we're going to be learning everything about the conference, the SEC. Be blessed, big homie.
Hey, appreciate it. And we have a full Tennessee preview that we just dropped last week on the show, so make sure you go check that out.
Oh, man, there you go. That's Jake Crane. I know he has everybody covered. For Crane & Company, check it out. It's so easy. Go to YouTube, CRAIN and Company. Give him a follow, too. Jake Crane on Twitter is also a trip, man. He be dropping everything left and right. It's very simple. He is J-Boy. That is at Jake Crane _ When you see Jake J-Boy Crane, you know who you talking about. Mr. Historian.
Yo.
You made a few faces. I love watching your expressions when we're sitting here talking a little college football.
Mm-hmm.
SEC.
What about them?
You when I was like, if Dabo or Notre Dame or another Big Ten team or somebody out the Big 12 wins another championship and the SEC standing there holding the bag, chaos will ensue with just the fan base freaking out.
Well, it's going to ensue. The fan base going to freak out anyway just because they didn't win. Nobody from that conference didn't win it. Because the perception that we've heard so long from people in the other conferences, and I'm not an SEC guy, I just live in SEC country. And Memphis, Tennessee is not. There's no SEC. The closest SEC school is what, 60 minutes away, at best.
I mean, you're talking about Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And Mississippi State, another, 30 minutes, 40 minutes away from that, and Vanderbilt's 3 hours away. So we're surrounded in it. We're in the backyard of it. It's going to happen anyway. But people think that, they think they just win every year because they were winning every year for a long time. They just do it different down south. It's just what it is. But you said it you and Jake pretty much said it at the beginning of it. They didn't win it in football, but they dominated in basketball. Not
College
just
baseball.
And not just in men's basketball, but they had
cheerleading.
They had a men's champion, a women's national runner-up. And this is also on the women's side, that national runner-up, they went undefeated the year ago. They went undefeated the year prior to that. And so it's like they just do it differently down south. They dominate football, but they dominate in other sports too. But football is king in America. We get that part, especially if right next door, and what I like to refer to as the Chick-fil-A conference, the ACC and the SEC, just in that region where Chick-fil-A is just heavy. You look at the sponsorships of it, that's all of. I mean, Chick-fil-A is everywhere, but it's like heavy like that in that part of the country.
Oh, I know.
So right next door, your next door neighbor as a conference. Think about just how the ACC and the SEC are aligned, even when how they do business. ESPN took off and got the SEC network rolling, and then they came back years later and they got the ACC, and they're both based in Charlotte. Neither conference has a school in Charlotte, but it's a great area to do it. Could have did it in Atlanta too. So it's just the proximity of that makes that fun. But when you come around to it, it's like the Big Ten is still that with Ohio State, Michigan, those guys. They're still around. Then they've expanded their conference.
I got a lot of questions, though, about the Big Ten. I mean, Oregon's got to replace their quarterback again.
Right. I mean,
Dan Lanning's a pimp. Penn State still hadn't done it. Ohio State's going to be awesome.
Of course.
I mean,
Penn State, as you guys talked about.
You got Jeremiah Smith. The question marks for me at Michigan's at quarterback. You got is USC ever going to be back?
California, I think they will.
Will Illinois and Brett Bielema continue to grow? Is Indiana last year, was that an anomaly with
We'll find out.
Oh, my God. I just went brain dead on Kurt. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about, their new coach.
I can't pronounce his name. I know what you're talking about.
I can see his face.
There you go.
Signetti.
That's
Kurt
it.
Signetti.
Yeah. And then, of course,
God, I hope I'm right.
Then I got family ties in the Big 12. I got family ties in the Big 12 at Colorado now. Shout out to my guy Martavius French for the camp that he put on at Whitehaven High this past weekend.
Is he playing out there with Dion?
Yeah, he'll be out there. He's a preseason all Big 12 selection too. So, we'll be looking for that. He's going to step in at that linebacker spot and make some good plays. So, got that connection in for me. So, college football is way different than what it was just even 5 years ago when you really think about it.
I mean, damn right it is.
I mean, just that short of a window, it's very different now. I'm still getting used to California.
5 years ago was absolutely nuts because I think it was who was it? It was the Big Ten that canceled their season and then came back and played it late and all that. Man, that was terrible.
Even 7 years. Even go back, even just that part of it before things got crazy. When Alabama and Clemson was pretty much dominating, Georgia's coming back up on the rise. That LSU team,
Georgia won like a couple of them joints.
And then there was that LSU team that was one of the best teams we've seen in the last 30 years.
Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Willikers. And damn, remember Clyde Edwards-Helaire was their little running back that was like a little stud?
Yeah.
And they took him with Kansas City to then work out the next level.
Got a Super Bowl ring there, too.
I will say, though, if you look around the country, we just talk college. Whoa, is that my phone?
Systems are experiencing heavy load. Please.
Heavy load.
Heavy load. That's all the people heard.
Heavy load. What is this, OnlyFans?
Oh, man, you need to go break.
I got to take a break because I got Terry Davis. We do got to talk about the Grizzlies. They've made some moves. They've got rid of pieces. We've grabbed pieces. A former Tennessee player is actually now a Grizzly.
Yeah.
A good one at that.
Pretty good one.
A good one at that, John.
Yeah.
He can lock you up.
Yeah.
He'll get in your shorts.
And he ain't scared to take the big shot.
He made that big three. Was that the SEC tournament?
No, that was just
that
in
it?
Knoxville.
Nope, that was when
Knoxville.
Bama was number 6. They were number 5.
Yeah, in
That's
Knoxville.
right.
That
You got a better memory than I do.
That
so
Saturday
start off this
afternoon
weekend.
game on ESPN. It was a great one.
But we're going to talk Grizzlies. We're going to talk with Terry Davis, the Care Bear Stare. We're going to figure everything out with them. Later on, though, we're going to talk about the college quarterbacks, the ranking system. And what I mean is, like, what we feel. You know, like, Cade Klubnik could be the best over in the ACC. You got Drew Allar, who's poised for a great season in the Big Ten. You have Arch Manning in the SEC down at Texas. Nussmeier in his second year could be awesome. Sam Levitt's back at Arizona State, people. Don't forget about him. But we're going to talk quarterbacks at 12 o'clock. I got wood to give you, plus we're going to be gambling on something, dadgummit. I will say we need to start figuring out what the refs have in the WNBA, because even a bunch of people out there starting to think these games are fixed. Did you hear about that? Little?
It's mainly one person, but that's who you need to bet on. That one person. She's on a hot streak. A heater, as the kids call it.
She on a heater?
She's on a heater, and she got some cereal. I was at the grocery store. I saw some Puffs. You know,
like wait, Puffs?
Yeah, Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, she has her own cereal.
Yeah.
Angel Reese?
Yeah.
Has her own cereal?
Yeah.
Man, go get that money, girl. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Grab that bread. Don't y'all touch that dial. Terry Davis next, talking Grizzlies. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster-drenched in butter and... Uh-oh. Did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine. Earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Thank you for listening to the Sunday service from Idlewild Presbyterian Church.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a Monday, man. It's a motorboat Monday, but struggling.
I know. When I have to adjust your settings as loud as you are,
I know.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, I got that. I got barely a voice. I am sitting, thank goodness. Standing's not that easy. But I will say, man, Grizzlies, man, Summer League. I don't know if you saw any of the Summer League basketball. We got Jay Ham, the historian, up in this bad boy. You know him over at 94 Feet of Life. They don't play. Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, they were impressive. Wells had 20 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 triples. Jackson, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 triples. And they got a dub. Mm-hmm. But I was a little more interested in what Gigi Jackson had to say after the game. Here it is.
So it was good. Right, and I'm sure the game has slowed down for you a little bit at this point in your career. How are you able to see the court differently, and how does that help you during Summer League?
Well, with our new acquired coaching staff, it's a lot more explaining, which I'm all ears for. I'm kind of like a sponge, but like I just said, with my teammates holding us up, and we got a lot of different weapons on the team, so it takes a lot of pressure off of me.
Another one of them is Jalen Wells, also had 20 points with you. What was it like playing with Jalen tonight?
I told him like 2 months ago that he doesn't even know how he inspires me. How he's laid back, chill, just got that grown man aura, carries this up the right way, and I've just been trying to feed off his energy.
Two questions with that, John, that I personally have for Mr. Terry D once you get him on. A, what's up with this new coaching staff? What did Gigi mean by there's more coaching? Did Taylor check out last year? What exactly is that? And is he searching for a role model? Gigi is younger than Jalen by 1 year, I believe, but he looks up to him so much and idolizes him from what it sounds like. But I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's fascinating. That's why we're going to ask Terry D. We got him yet? Because I can't work nothing over here. I got no computer screen. I got nothing, but I do have the Care Bear stare to make me feel a little bit better today. We were just listening to audio of Gigi Jackson talking about the coaching, and he says there's just a little more explaining going on out there. What does he mean by that, TD?
That's just a classic case of kissing up to the coach, man. Try to get more playing time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's all that is. He's just trying to say, I'm going to say the right thing, so I don't get to be introducing the trade bait. I'm going to be a good corporate man, and I'm going to play it right. I'm going to say everything and do everything that they want me to do.
I like that. It's actually really smart.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
I will say, Darian Newsom mentioned, he's like, what was he talking about? TJ, Taylor Jenkins, did he check out last year?
He checked out last year because
you hire the guy that's going to replace you, and you got to like that. I'd be a little upset too.
Exactly. He saw the writing on the wall when he fired all his coaching staff to start the year, and you bring in all those other people, and then I told you how they try to make them play certain players certain minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Luke Kennard checked out after Taylor got fired? Because they all knew the writing on the wall.
They can read at least.
And then for Gigi, it was a frustrating year injury-wise, too. And you got to consider he was coming in, he came in at 19 years old when he got to the league. And you have that. And then that first year when everybody was out, he was able to go out, play, make mistakes, get some legs and everything up underneath him. But then you come back when everything's at full strength, and we thinking, okay, we can incorporate this young piece into it. But he got the injury, and he just struggled, But it was like, to me, it was just part of the growing pains for him. And then the kind of season that, the way the season went about, even with especially with the internal discord, with the coaching moves and everything like that. And we saw it go from one high, and then we just took pretty much this big fall after that. And now you got fresh voices in, like TD said, you're just trying to make everything good, culture-wise with your new people. It makes sense.
And also, too, you got to realize, too, one thing about Vince and Gigi, they put up big numbers on a bad team, which they didn't have the stars out there competing with them. But when you put Ja, Jaren, and Bane back into that mix, you diminish their role. So you can't expect them to do what they did then because they was balling on a bad team with no superstars in front of them.
Speaking of like just change, man, we got rid of the huff.
Yeah.
I'll huff, I'll puff, I'll blow my house down. I will say, this is kind of like a bottom of the roster kind of move. Doesn't really do the needle for me. But boy, people on Twitter get buck over these
But I liked Huff though. Huff could have been really.
Everybody like Huff.
Huff could have been used more. That's
Huff
just
could have been used more, right?
Yeah, but I look at where just from the basketball standpoint, I'm like, that's good for Huff that he's going somewhere where this dude will find a way to utilize. We'll see J Huff getting big minutes for the Indiana Pacers. It's just, that'll be what it is. But for him, I think he was also a victim of the internal struggle. Coaching staff-wise, your replacement is your top assistant. We got a lame duck coach who came close again to winning 50 games, but again, everything fell apart on him. Then you got some pouty faces on like Luke Kennard. We saw it with Ja. We saw it a few times. We even kind of really saw with Jaren just from on the surface standpoint. It looked like everything was great in the early part, but then when things started to hit rock bottom, his facial expression and body language changed too.
Well, was Landale going to make the Grizzlies fans' facial expressions change? Like the big Aussie, is he a piece that's actually going to improve this team dramatically?
No.
That's what I'm kind of like. I don't know. Doesn't give me that whole juice.
As currently situated, I think Memphis actually took a step back from where they were at the end of last year. As currently situated, this team don't give me a 45-game win appeal. I could be wrong, but I don't get that from this team because I still don't see any defense from this team. And when you put all your eggs in your rookie basket to try to improve your defense through the rookies, that's a big risk and a big ask.
That is a big ask. Damn, dude. So, like Summer League, then what are you looking for? Is there anything that you're looking for, basically, other than Wells and Gigi to continue to dominate and come out loving each other and talking all kinds of high praise for the coaching staff to, kiss that proverbial butt?
Okay, this is what I'm looking for in Summer League. You want Cam Spencer to actually come through because his role is to try to replace Luke Kennard. And you want the rookies not to look bad. One thing about Summer League, you can't take what they do in Summer League and translate it over, but if they don't play well in Summer League, that does translate over. If you're bad in Summer League, it translates to being bad in the league because the talent level goes up exponentially when you go from summer league play to regular season play.
I mean, Jalen Wells, can he take another step next year?
Absolutely.
It just depends on what they want his role to be.
Yeah.
Now, if you want him to be a face guard defender up and down for 40 minutes, it's hard to play offense and defense for 40 minutes in this league.
Yeah. But
it's just what they want him to be.
But there's been a void that's opened up because you just had to move that other max money down to Orlando.
I mean, that quarter 3 Wells berries.
Yeah. You know, and talking about a second-year dude, like you said, TD, it's hard to do, but it's necessary in today's NBA to have those kind of guys. Those kind of guys win. I mean, we just saw one in Oklahoma City who just made his first All-Star team, All-NBA team, and All-Defensive team in his third season. Who also came from, not from the power conference or power school. You know, Jalen Williams went to Santa Clara. Who else we know from Santa Clara other than Steve Nash?
No one.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just where we at. You know what I'm saying? He's 6. We're talking about this dude that's 6'8". He can put it on the deck and score. He's not like he's a master of any trades, but he's very good at a lot of them. He's a basketball player. You know, and that's where we.
I mean, he's a starter in the NBA.
He's a starter, especially.
That's all you like. He starts in the NBA,
or not just a starter in the NBA. You're a guy that can get quality minutes in the NBA, even more so. He's one of those guys. That's where we look at the way that teams are being built now, just through the trades and the whole deal. How guys are getting signed 1 to 2 year deals. We're seeing playmakers. We're seeing that third playmaker that we saw both teams in the finals have. Whether it be Alex Caruso or T.J. McConnell, that variety, where they also have 2 other playmakers on the floor. It continues to be a copycat league. I don't know. I agree with TD as far as the defense with the Grizzlies, but the rest of it is like we just got to really wait and see.
Is Jaren Jackson Jr. going to take that next step? Did he have turf toe? How long was his turf toe? He had surgery last week?
Yeah, that's.
Now that's what I'm kind of wondering. Are we going to? And also, re-signing trip. Where are we at on that, TD?
Re-signing who?
I mean, extending.
Oh, okay. I say if we get another contract. No, I think we'd be okay. He'll be out 12 weeks. It'll be right at starting training camp. You know, if he missed anything, probably a couple of weeks of the season, begin the season. But I think he'd be okay. But one thing about that turf toe, you know, because that one got Dion, man. The turf toe, man, if you don't take care of that, man, it could really ruin your career. And, you know, Tripp does a lot of, you know, pushing and driving off that foot. And hopefully this is not one of those things that's going to cost him a whole season.
Hopefully he'll get some more rebounds.
That won't happen because that's not what he do.
It just feels like the ball would have to fall to you a little bit more often.
You know, rebounding is not about size. It's about positioning and wanting to go up there and get it. You got to want the ball in order to get the ball.
Yeah.
Look at Draymond Green. He ain't the biggest person in the world, but he's one of the better rebounders regardless of his size.
I mean, we saw a dude that was 6'6" win 7 straight rebound titles in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, Dennis
so it's
just
all
don't
about
have to go
will
get
and
it.
effort.
Yeah.
Right. It's about will and effort.
You ain't got to be elite, man. You just got to compete. Stuff like rebounding, you know, defense. Just go get after it. You know, just go handle your business.
You got to have heart.
Got to have a heart.
Well, I'll tell you one
thing.
Want
to go into it.
Tripp got that money.
They got to pay you. We ain't got to worry about that part of it.
And that's his second big contract. That's crazy.
What, $240?
So at the end of the day, he'd be almost at $400 million playing for the Grizzlies.
I think he gets a bad rap because
yes, he does.
He's not the style of player that people wish for him to be, but yet he's still very productive as a player. You know, he
remind me of Paul Gasol. You know, when Paul was here, you know, he always because he was a good player. But it's almost like he did it so effortlessly. It's almost like he didn't care.
Well, I
mean, I wish that Ja would turn into Kobe because, man, Powell and Kobe were awesome.
But I think even when you look at that dynamic too, it was like where he went with that, it was going to be used in the best basketball sense for Powell. The triangle is as basketball as you could get. Cookie cutter basketball. It's angles. It's a game of angles. And you're playing with one of the best perimeter players who's going to take complete attention away from you and leave you a highly skilled post player to deal in one-on-one situations. And you got another highly skilled post player that's also the same height as you and Lamar Odom to help offset that even more so. It was the perfect blend. We got to see the very best of Pau Gasol when he was with the Lakers because they knew how to use him.
Exactly. And just another thing, too, one thing that Oklahoma City tells you, that you can shoot all those threes you want to. Well, if you got a good mid-range game,
yes, sir.
I know the numbers say if you shoot enough threes, it'll outcome, but the numbers are so bad, you shoot enough threes, it doesn't matter because you hit those twos and get those fouls. You just destroy a person, destroy their philosophy.
One of the craziest things I think I've seen just on social media throughout this season about the Oklahoma City Thunder was people say that they play a disgusting brand of basketball. I'm like, where?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people on Twitter that say that, but I know it's a lot of troll game, possibly a lot of bots that's just getting stuff out there for reaction. But to actually promote that thought that team whose best player is averaging 30 on a 50% clip, and he's doing this in like 35 minutes a night. And they're beating teams in the manner that they're beating teams. They're doing it on both ends of the floor. What is actually disgusting about that brand of basketball? Well, they're foul merchants. Foul merchants, well, they get to the free throw line because they understand how to get to their spots. When they get to their spots, that's how the advantage is created, and they take advantage of those matchups from their creation. And it could be anybody on any given night. Chet can go give you 30 and 15. Jalen Williams can have 27 on one night. Shea going to give you 30. Alex Caruso can come in and give you 18 and 10. Where you want to go? Isaiah Joe can come off the bench and have a good game.
Carson will give you 20.
Yeah, it's like that's complete. That's basketball. Truth of the matter, if you want to find the purest form of basketball, it's not the NBA and it never has been. It's entertainment. With the best, it's entertainment that's comprised with the best possible talent that you can have in the game.
Speaking of entertainment, did y'all see John Morant's opening up a new media corporation, Catch 12 Media?
I don't know about that because his media part is not that great. I'm just saying,
Hey, listen, a lot of athletes are dipping their toes in this, and I feel I know exactly what you're saying. I wouldn't want Deepak being head of production by any means. But I think they're going to do the T. Martin podcast, Teed Up podcast. Yeah. They got some, I guess, a documentary coming out about basically the journey for 12, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know exactly what's going on. I just kind of saw this the other night, and I was just like, man, I need you scoring 40, dunking on people's faces. I don't need you doing other projects. Is this more family? Or is this more, it's just something that every athlete does?
It's all about opportunity. Somebody got in his ear and said, hey, Ja, we can make a lot of money if we do this right here. And also you can put some narratives out there, about you, your whatever you want to go out there.
Positive narrative.
Control that narrative.
Basically, he want to control the media even though he don't like the media.
Yeah.
Well, he's a hard of now.
Well, look, dude, everybody who gets bad press ends up saying that. Even people who get good press all the time. I saw Joe Burrow say some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen him say in my life. And I believe it was this past weekend while I was out there running through some stuff about how he just he wants his privacy. He wishes people would just leave him alone. Bro, you went and bought the Batmobile.
I mean, it comes.
You went to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
You did the quarterback thing, by the way. The Netflix series where they follow you around.
And now you want to be an introvert.
And now all of a sudden you're going to pull off some Aaron Rodgers-ish while Aaron Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee every Tuesday. I just wish I could be left alone. Why do they always do that?
they want to be human and still have that other side too.
Now they want to get paid.
It's the kind of really the part of the superhero deal for them too, because it's like Bruce Wayne just wanted to be Bruce Wayne sometime. For those that buy Batman as a superhero, just saying. So,
all right, John. You know what happened this week, right?
The 4th of July.
Okay. No, the start of real summer league start this weekend. Memphis plays Friday and Saturday.
I thought they played yesterday.
That's Salt Lake City. That don't count.
Oh, okay.
So the Salt Lake City game tonight doesn't count either.
Yeah, they got one tonight at 8 o'clock. That don't count. Summer league really don't start until this weekend when they get to Vegas. So, who you want to talk to, and what you want me to ask in Vegas this weekend?
I want you to ask if Addison Gray at the Chicken Coop actually remembers me.
There. I don't go there.
TD, I got a quick question. Who's coaching the summer league team? Is Two Ramos coaching or?
Ramos.
Oh, so T.I. is actually coaching the team. Okay.
He got told to coach this team.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Where the head coach coaches in summer league. I don't think I've seen no. I believe it happens though. Yeah, I believe.
Because I was still holding on to TD saying that Gigi was kissing up, so I'm like, who was coaching? Yeah, okay, so the head coach was actually coaching. Got it.
Oh yeah, he trying to mess up his summer league minutes, Darian. That's all that is.
Exactly.
So TD, you'll be leaving for Vegas when?
Thursday night. Come back Saturday night.
I love this guy.
Oh yeah, he gonna move always, man.
Brazil, Vegas, you name it, he's there. Man, I want you to ask. I want you to just keep sending me all the juice that you're constantly sending me.
Okay, I got you. You know what? I'm gonna actually go into the city. I love Vegas. I know Vegas like I know South Memphis. So I'm gonna go into the Vegas part of Vegas and do some research and play, if you know what I mean.
I love it, man. Terry, hey man, do me a favor, be blessed, enjoy your trip, and when you get back on Monday, we're gonna break down all things Summer League and Las Vegas.
Got you covered, man. Talk to you later.
That's my man Terry Davis. Follow him at Terry D515. That's Terry D515. Read his work at the new Tri-State Defender. He covers everything. He's always everywhere. He's a man of the people. He's just never, ever going to get held down, he said.
My man said he know Vegas like he knows South Memphis. That's cool.
That's...
means he knows where the Lamar of Las Vegas is, obviously. Or the 3rd
Street. He knows where the Lamplighter Inn.
Of Vegas. You got it.
Lamar, I don't know where it's at, too, in that case. I'm just saying.
Damn. That is pretty good. I wonder, if Lamar Odom ever, thinks back on that day and said, ever is he like, man, that almost killed me. What was I thinking? Or is he like, bruh.
I'm trying to think, has he mentioned this on any of the interviews that he's done since then? Because I don't think he talked about it on the Knuckle. He didn't talk about it on the Knuckleheads interview. That was straight basketball. I don't think he's mentioned it. We might have to get Lamar, man. See if we can get this answer on the show one day.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna ask him how them dolls work.
Hey,
cause the problem that I would have is cause they actually they real body like a full person, heavy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Afterwards, all you want to do is go take a nap. So do you put her up immediately, or does she sleep with you in the bed? How does that work? Do you, you know what I mean? Are you all right, girl, that was awesome. Now it's time for you to go. And
let the band play.
Put her up, pick her up, and put her back on her hook or whatever. Literally. Do you let her sleep in the bed next to you?
Then grab
got to, though, right?
Then grab a Newport.
Dude. You're killing me now.
We are not good people, yo.
I mean, I'm serious. I thought about that. Golly,
It's my fault for even mentioning it tomorrow.
And by the way, if you have, if you pick up, because he bought, 3 of them now? You go out there and have a menage a twizzle, you ain't going to have no room in the bed. You're going to have to move, 450 pounds of rubber.
I can't even blame it on TD, because TD set it off with the line about South Memphis and Vegas. That was cold in itself, but it was me. I blamed it on myself. I mentioned Lamar Odom, and John just went completely down the hole.
What are the chances Addison Gray remembers me?
Chicago Sky has a better chance.
It's all performance based, you know.
Chicago Sky got a better chance to win the championship this year.
That's a WNBA reference.
Yeah.
They must be really bad.
They like 5-13 or something like that. Lost again last night. The Angel played well though.
15 rebounds, 5 straight games.
Yeah.
Who, Angel?
At least 15
You gotta
rebounds.
box Angel out, yo. I don't care what it is. If she shoot it, you shoot it, I shoot it. Box Angel out.
Asia Wilson.
Box her out too.
I knew a Asia Evans.
Shout out to the Fever winning the Commissioner's Cup
yeah.
without Caitlin Clark.
Without Caitlin Clark.
Man.
And shout out to the USA, the college women. They won the.
They'll be in the World Cup next year.
Yeah, they won that tournament over the weekend.
We got college football and wood to give you on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations. Fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad. Or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech For You. Tech For You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech For You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech For You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated Tech For You. Technology simplified.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere. From dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. use as directed.
Sponsored by Armstrong Pharmaceuticals.
Getting engaged is one of life's most spectacular occasions. And when you find your ring at Sissy's Log Cabin, the promise of a lifetime begins with our promise to always provide unmatched quality, superior service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Find your dream engagement ring, wedding bands, and more when you shop sissyslogcabin.com or stop by any of our 7 locations. Begin the rest of your lives brilliantly. Only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Man, I want to be a heartbreaker. No, I don't want to break no hearts. Like, I don't like hurting feelings.
Not in your nature to be a heel like that?
I mean,
he must have had a real rough weekend. He's turning a new leaf. Since when are you not a heartbreaker?
I don't like.
You're the closest thing I know to the heartthrob Austin Idol.
What I mean is, like, I don't like to break.
Universal heartthrob.
Universal heartthrob. You're correct, sir.
I don't like breaking them, man. You know what I mean? I like making dreams come true. I feel like every day I'm gonna make a wish. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not a Make-A-Wish kid.
No. But I can make a wish come true.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say he's more like in the cross between the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. You get John right there in the middle, somewhere.
Like Drake say, all I got is jokes and cash.
Also, man, making easy money pimping.
If I ever come over with John, seeing John, he's got the Shawn Michaels flex going, it's a problem. We'll have to do something about that then. Chaz will have to help us out with that one. We got to get that to stop.
Man, I'm definitely not gonna break her heart. She, I have a feeling that she got a little Lorena in her. I don't want to be John.
Little Lorena.
Little Lorena.
Every time I see her, there's little Lorena. What's up?
Like, I know one thing. Like, she's the one girl. Like, she's the sweetest person in the whole wide world. But if you push her too far, I can see her going to get a butcher knife and.
I saw Chaz get fired up just over you, not at you, but. Because you were fired up, and I saw her get. I'm like, oh yeah, you don't want those.
Say it's like what Della Reese told Martin in Thin Line, that knife full of passion can leave a lifetime of pain.
That is so good.
It's real.
It ain't good. It's just old school.
That is good though. Yeah. It's so real, so real. But man, really, college football is around the corner, and we've been talking a little bit about it today. We had Jake Crane on from Crane and Company. We were talking a little college football, and I like to look at quarterbacks and like kind of project because I'm a projector. I'm in need, and I'm also just fascinated with all the movement. And then, like Jay Ham during the break tells me that the college football game comes out tomorrow, 2026 college football.
Right.
And the basketball was coming too, John.
Yeah, they are coming back.
They've broken bread. Now that's where my heart lies. I love that one.
I like them both.
I like them both, but none's like that basketball. He can't fathom me. You guys really sit and play games?
I can't. Like, if I had one more vice, I know that I would be John Bobbitt with a quickness.
I believe, especially with the.
And plus, I don't know if I could even figure out how to play the damn thing.
Well, this is the thing. It's like
I don't think he can start now. No, he couldn't figure it out now. It would give him a headache.
I think he could.
Man, they got buttons all over the place. Like I saw a controller. It's got like 2 on the back and then 2 on the right and then 2 joysticks and then a little up and down thing and like 5 damn buttons.
On second thought, he probably
what
would.
The hell?
I thought what he would have been fascinated by would be the amount of control over things that you have.
The only way you can get back into John's wheelhouse, you need a Nintendo controller with just select, start, B, and A.
I can do
that's
up, down, left, right, select, right, B, A, start. I think that was Contra.
All day long, 30 men.
But then once I found other things when I was young. Like the Nintendo did not grab me, nor did the Atari. They just ain't. They weren't that good, bro. The Atari was terrible. Pitfall? Are you kidding me?
Don't do this. Don't do the Atari. Don't do
the Pong thing. Like I want to sit here on.
Frogger was awesome.
Man, nah, bro. Even Mario was stupid. I'm like, dude, why they got these little bitty Italian dudes running around here like eating
nothing
mushrooms?
was like playing Donkey Kong on the Atari.
I don't even remember Donkey Kong.
You never sit and just actually sat.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You ever actually just sit and watch two dudes just play Madden?
No.
Who they could really play?
Absolutely no.
It's like it's actually better than what you see on Sunday sometimes.
Don't give me that BS.
I'm serious.
The crap talking is through the roof. Especially if it's some coins down.
But the gameplay, the actual gameplay itself, it's a thing to see.
I know, man. I got a brother that I think 16, 17 years old, 17 years older, maybe 16.
Yeah, see, he's probably, and especially
and he's very into the games.
How to game it too.
And he's all up in it. And he was telling me that, yeah, man, that they watch matchups like
on Twitch,
where people are playing video games.
Oh, you go on FanDuel, they betting on it. On the NBA 2K, they're betting on it.
They
have a league.
Professional.
Yeah, they have a league. It's called the E-Basketball League. And they play in 5-minute quarters on NBA 2K.
So you're telling me if I just would have like sat at home like Jabba the Hutt, eating Cheetos, cheesy poofs, and playing video games, I could be a pro at something?
On mama's couch in the basement.
6-7 figures. Then you get your promotion, your advertising.
Technically, they're called content creators. Right?
Yeah,
they fall in line with it because you're watching them. Their content.
Yep.
Damn.
That's where we at.
Grandma would call them lazy, though. Grandma would say you're lazy and just sit in the house playing games. So don't want to get that misconstrued. Grandma still says that's lazy.
Get us a few of those.
Man, we're going to have to get a few of them games. Yeah. Now, I do also have to remind you, if you need to sell your house fast because, man, you like want to become a professional gamer and you just need like that cash up front so you can sit there and do nothing for the next 6 months but practice, 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Any area, as is. It's as simple as that. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Quarterbacks around the country. I'm all up into, I've been watching a lot of Crane and Company in the afternoon around 2, 3 o'clock when I get home. They're breaking down college football left and right. They have everybody and their grandmother on there. And I'm hearing just, a lot of people who are, some are extremely high on Arch Manning. He's going to be much better than Quinn Ewers. He's the Heisman favorite, blah, blah, blah. He's like all these, the star-studded. They know the pedigree. Sarkisian's been pretty good with quarterbacks at developing arms. He's got the famous family. Like, that's a cute little one. I love talking about that. But, man, like, the thing is like Cade Klubnik, after talking with Jake Crane and thinking about it, you're over in the ACC. He's been in control of this offense from his first, basically, real deal Holyfield year of balling. Clemson offense has been missing pieces that were explosive, but yet he's still been effective. Now he's got more weapons. His front should be even better. I mean, I'm telling you, Cade Klubnik could make a title run. Like, he could put them on his back and be that number one quarterback tape in off the board. Then you have Penn State's Drew Allar again. When he gets off the bus, he's like huge. Like, he is the prototypical quarterback from the 80s. He's 6'5". He's got a rocket for an arm. He's a pocket passer. He can read. He doesn't turn the ball over. He did throw that devastating interception in the semifinal playoff game against Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. That hurt. But this is a guy who didn't even throw 10 interceptions through his career until that one. I think Andy Kolanecki's scheme, the fact that he's in the second year with him, it's going to be a top-notch offense. I think it's going to have more weapons. I think Drew Allar could take that next step next year. And I think it was a good thing for him to come back instead of taking the NFL and testing the NFL waters. Even though last year was, quote, a bad quarterback draft, I think him coming back is a smart move because they do have all the pieces. And plus, Allen and Singleton are back. Those two running backs that were running down everybody in their grandmother's throat, you got all of those back. you got a lot of skill around you. Like, I'm looking at Klubnik. I'm looking at Alar. We know what Arch Manning has around him. Texas has lofty expectations. Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, though, he's got a strong arm.
Mm-hmm.
He can make literally any throw.
He can hit every throw, right?
He can zip it to the sideline. He can loft it up and down the middle. He can throw it over the linebacker under the safety. He's got a very, very quick release. He'll have to reduce his interceptions from last year, but I think that's something he'll definitely do. By the way, he's the only quarterback returning with more than 4,000 yards last season. I remember that. He will be surrounded by a great group of wide receivers. It's freaking LSU.
Yeah. A lot of talent in Baton Rouge always.
So, those are the four dudes that I feel like are the creme de la creme. I think DJ Lagway's close. The Johnny Mateer kid at Oklahoma, everybody's raving about. I think he could be a stud. Norris Sellers, Carson Beck, is he going to be special? But out of those four quarterbacks right there that you think that I'm looking at, the historian, Darian Newsom, which one you want under center on Saturday?
The one that's got the pedigree with three quarterbacks that played on Sunday, with two of those quarterbacks being multiple Super Bowl winners and one of them being a multiple MVP.
I guess you're saying Arch Manning. Yes.
And that's just me going with the brand name. All these dudes are legit, in my opinion, but I'm going to go with what I know, in that sense.
I kind of get that. I totally get that. Plus, you also saw that when he did start for the injured Quinn Ewers last year, and he took off up that middle, and he put his foot in the ground, and he took off and was running, 21 miles per hour. You're like, damn, that's an aspect of the offense that I did not expect, especially from a Manning. We forget his dad's Cooper, the guy who was going to play wide receiver at Ole Miss. So he's like an athletic Manning, kind of like his granddad, Archie,
right.
Where the a la Arch comes from.
He won't have to run for his life like his granddad.
No, because, man, down in New Orleans, that was rough. That was rough.
But you explained Cade's wonderfully. You and Jay Crane. The more I listen to you talk about Clemson, the more you sold me on him. Because it's very easy to overlook him, especially being in the AAC. It's like, oh, you'll win it and you'll get bounced in the first round. No. He has been running this thing for a while. Mm-hmm. And he has a championship coach, by the way. Not many of those other quarterbacks do.
Most of those dudes that won national championships during the era that Dabo did have up and retired. They don't like the new NIL. They don't like the way thing is done.
Old school.
And I will say, old school Dabo, though, has the least people leave his program than any other college in
He don't
football,
like the NIL either, though.
Please, can we call him that the rest of the college league? Old school Dabo. That's the way I reference him from now on.
It works.
He doesn't like any of this crap. NIL transfers, he ain't down.
I will say, though, the scariest thing in the world, bro, let's be real, man. Do y'all realize that Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier,
my guy,
open the season up against each other on August 30th?
Yeah.
That's on ABC. It's going to be buck-ass wild.
What time did kickoff supposed to be?
I'm pretty sure 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to kick off at 6:58. They'll be hating when they start. They
and we can go ahead and say the cliche thing. The winner of that will be the leader in the clubhouse for the Heisman. Can we go ahead and say that right now,
joke, though.
Can we go ahead and say it?
Do you want to hear something funny?
Go for it.
This is not a joke. I actually saw the line out for that game already. Clemson 3-point favorite.
How much you think it'll move between now and then?
It'll end up one.
In which direction?
It'll end up one.
I could see it.
This is not LSU's best team, but this is their most balanced team, by far. They are not top heavy. They're not bottom heavy. They are right in the middle.
And despite how people really feel about them, Brian Kelly's a solid coach.
It's very solid. Even with his accent, welcome to LSU. Y'all remember that? He's shaking it off so well.
He's got to get his damn defense under control, because that's something that, if he had one, my Lord. I mean, because, again, the one thing you can say is Jaden Daniels from year 1 to year 2 was ridiculous. Garrett Nussmeier, we saw year 1, which was pretty damn good.
Yeah. Little Matt Stafford is what
looking forward to year number 2. So that's exciting. And by the way, just remember this game is in Clemson. That's one reason.
That's what I was going to ask you. So that's a actual home game.
I think, man. You know what?
Yeah, it's Death Valley.
I'm pretty sure.
Valley.
Yeah, I'm about 100%.
Those first games are normally neutrals, but I mean, if they got that at home, kudos to them.
Well, a lot of times I noticed that when Clemson is involved, they'll make it at the
That's
crib.
where you get your Chick-fil-A at Clemson. Those Clemson, they probably played in more Chick-fil-A games than anybody. Them in Alabama.
Because I remember one of those years when Todd Gurley was still at Georgia, they opened up at Clemson. Same spot when the game was in Death Valley. So it was just almost probably about a decade ago. I think that was like the 2013 season.
Straight up home game, I'm with you. I would give you 3 if it's straight up at home. But if it's neutral,
if it was neutral, they probably would have played that one in Atlanta or Charlotte or Houston, one of those type deals, which I think Houston would probably favor if it wasn't.
LSU, easily.
easily.
Clemson ain't playing that. Clemson ain't not even going that way. The furthest you can get them west is probably Atlanta.
But Charlotte would go to Clemson.
Charlotte would go to Clemson, yep.
But Atlanta kind of pushed them right smack in the middle to where that line probably would be even if it was in Atlanta.
And we're not even thinking about playing in New Orleans. No.
Oh, yeah, please.
No.
They ain't eat Chick-fil-A in New Orleans like that nowhere. They want Popeyes.
I'm also looking this year, like that coming off the jump, LSU, Clemson, that's going to be just.
It's going to be fun.
That's going to be about as cold-blooded as like you can get. I'm also kind of looking over down at the Big 12. We haven't really talked anything about the Big 12 this year. Have you noticed that?
Do you ever really talk a lot about the Big 12 on the football side?
I mean, when they had Texas and Oklahoma and
see.
Now the talk is about Texas Tech and Arizona State.
Right. I mean, they got
Arizona State. I don't care what anybody says, bro.
You likes?
I think that they come out best offense.
You're a Dillingham guy anyway, aren't you?
Hell yeah,
you're a Dillingham guy anyway.
I like Kenny Dillingham. I love the way he threw his kicker under the bus last year and had to apologize for that. Little Scatterboo was running like a crazy madman last year. And I don't care what anybody says, man. Sam Levitt was a difference player.
Oh, yeah.
You might not have knew who he was at the beginning of the year, but you sure as hell knew the hell he was last year at the end of the season. He played a great game against, I thought, Texas. Scatterboo was freaking awesome. But my man had 21 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions last year. Yeah. And he can run the football. They're going to be the best offense in the Big 12. And I say offense because, honest to God, does anybody outside the SEC and the Big 10 play real good defense?
Well, that's what I was just about to say about the Big 12 in general, is that they have that stigma that there's not a lot of tackling that's going on around there. They're not getting a lot of stops. It's a lot of 45, 38 final scores around that camp, you know. It's an exciting up-tempo brand of football, but it's just not – defense is not a high priority for the most part, you know.
Wasn't the air raid birthed in the Big 12?
I mean, like
that air raid offense.
Like, are you talking about like which one?
Mike
I mean,
Leach?
you had Hal Mummy back in the day. You had Mike Leach.
Leaches. I was speaking of Leach.
But
Mummy was before Leach.
Yeah,
you're right.
He was
That's
on
Kentucky
the
all
thing.
day, right?
Kentucky, Tim Couch, yeah.
And I know you remember, of course, Texas Tech with Cliff Kingsbury tossing that John all
Cliff
over the damn
Kingsbury,
play.
Graham Harrell, those dudes. A little later, Pat Mahomes.
So you answered it. Kentucky. Nope, that was Hal's. I forgot about Hal. I was trying to give the other coach most.
I'm thinking about one thing. Big 12. Like, this one is so crazy and tough for me. Like, Baylor, Utah, Kansas State, Arizona State. Do they feel like powerhouse football teams?
No, but what it feels like is old SEC where they're going to beat up on each other, right?
And Kansas State is always in
sneakily
the mix.
Good.
Yeah, they always in the mix. Whether it's Bill Snyder's old teams or
I mean, Utah is the most consistent because Kyle is a culture kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like Utah has that thing. They play nasty defense. They always find a gutsy little quarterback to go back there and play.
They always let you down at the end of the season.
They always let you down at the end of the season.
At the end of the season. With that 12-0 record or 11-1 robust record, they always, find a way.
And BYU coming there and choke them out.
Choke them out. Come on, dog. Choke them out.
Oh, by the way, dude, hold on. Am I crazy? Big 12. West Virginia. They signed Rich Rod again.
Rich Rod, yeah. He and
Really?
Scott Frost, he and Scott Frost making their rounds again, but this time in a new conference. Same old team, but new conference.
He ain't got Pat White and Steve Slayton this time. Noel Devine, Tavon Austin. They ain't around. As Rick Pitino said, they're not walking through that door.
No. Dude, I'm telling you, man. This Big 12 football.
I like Big 12 football because they play on Friday nights, too. They give you some good Friday night games.
Man, those old Pac-12 after dark games when I'd be like trying to make a comeback at midnight. Hawaii. Some of them games were lifesavers.
That's because you lost on the Friday night prime time with us, so you try to catch up on Cal and Oregon State when they were at in their conference. You see, the Pac-12 is resurfacing next year as a new conference.
They're trying.
Well, they have a deal.
Oh, they close that?
Yeah, they have a deal. I think they're going to be on CBS Sports.
Really?
The Pac, right? My bad. I was talking to Ms. Margie. The Pac.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they got a deal now.
Yeah. I forgot who was out with like Oregon State, Washington State.
Dude, what, like
Garrett Payton, Jalen Wells, Klay Thompson conference, pretty much. But they got TV, so I can't hate on them. They get TV.
They got a media rights deal.
Yeah.
Clay's conference.
I mean, those are the notables, from those schools. I mean, where else can I go? Who else you know from Washington State outside of Drew Bledsoe?
Jason Gesser. And the only reason I knew that was my guy on college football back.
What are y'all talking about? Washington State?
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf?
Yeah.
Cam Ward?
Keep going. Any sport, basketball, baseball, whatever.
Jalen Wells.
Keep going.
I got to think.
You got something to attend to, John.
I got something to attend to during this break. All right, I'm going to take a quick time out. I do remind you during this break, I guess we're going to have it's time for Tito's. Dude.
There we go.
Like, Darian, did you bring the stuff for the bloody?
Dude, I asked for one of those at Top Golf yesterday, and they looked at me crazy as all get out. I said, give me a Tito's Bloody Mary and throw a shrimp in there. And they're like, huh?
Man, come on now. I love a good Bloody Mary. It's like your first meal, Makes you hangover is gone.
Uh-huh.
Get some vitamins with the tomato juice.
That's the best way to kill a hangover, too.
A Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep drinking.
Yep. That way it can't set in. Telling you right now.
Oh, geez,
when life hands you lemons, you don't freak out, you don't fret. You just make a lemon drop and make sure you make it with the best. Always Tito's handmade vodka. I love me USA vodka. And by the way, you know about gluten because you were baking some stuff. You had to bake a bunch of non-gluten stuff. Do you know you can make like a rum cake with Tito's because it's not rum, but it's gluten-free?
Of course. You know, I told you about the story of the rum cakes in my family that mine used to make.
Always made with vodka and always made with Tito's.
Well, she used the whole fifth.
I know. That's why we actually did enjoy eating that cake.
I mean, you can't get no better than the whole fifth, especially if it's Tito's, man.
I'm right. I'm telling you right now, the number one spirit in the world is pretty simple. It's Tito's handmade vodka, plus gluten-free, and he loves dogs. I love dogs. We got something big on the other side. Darian's dancing. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
When life crashes into you, literally, NST Law doesn't just show up with a briefcase. They show up with heart. They sit with families after devastating wrecks, look them in the eye, and say, we've got you. No scripts, no legal jargon, just real people fighting for real justice. If someone turned your life upside down, NST helps you stand back up. They've been doing this for over 35 years and have won billions for their clients. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go to nstlaw.com.
I'm Gary York from the Service Director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department needs to be more than just a place where you get your oil change. We need glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you'd expect from a luxury automotive. Please check out our website. You can schedule an appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation. If you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Got some funny things to get to, man. If Deshaun Watson got married, would y'all believe hell was about to freeze over?
No, of course not. Even Mr. Winky deserves to get married, right? Find true love, settle them down, keep them out of those little shops, you know. Women make us better, John, if you didn't know.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. By the way, without women...
I mean, Brittany Renner got married for a short time, John. I mean.
Oh, John, speaking of this, you hear about your Cardi B and Stephon Diggs chaos fallout?
Oh, no.
They're damn near done. Yeah, you know, once I scrub you from my interweb and my social medias and whatnot, we're on bad terms.
Yeah.
The word is that perhaps her BBL was the cause of the divorce or breakup.
The odor.
The odor.
Of the BBL.
Oh, Lord.
AKA bad twerk win.
So,
twerk win.
Her butt lift.
So what attracted him to her
was her big old butt.
And what apparently was the cause of the breakup, John.
So, a Brazilian butt lift, right?
Uh-huh.
The BBL.
He's stunned. He doesn't know. This is his favorite.
It's actually hardwood worthy.
Yeah, this is very hardwood worthy.
I
expect to have more tomorrow.
I actually know something. I might have a guess. It has something to do with maybe a foul odor. We're going to
dive
get
deeper.
Into it. We're going to do a little deep dive here. We're going to do a little. We're going to do some like serious journalism. Are you ready? If you want a serious job done right, and you're going to paint it, then you're not serious about your job. Because if you're painting, you're not powder coating, and that means you're not doing it right. Powder coating lasts forever. It bonds to the metal. It does not rust. It does not chip. It does not stain. It does not fade. It does not disappear. When you paint, man, you got to paint and paint and paint and paint and paint and go back and paint it again. Don't paint, powder coat, rickspowdercoating.com for more information. Let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
All right, so we've been talking about a BBL.
You got to wake up for him. You're just so melancholy.
It's called I Have No
Juice. No juice. No. You're just so. Let's do it right now, y'all. This is not Motorboat Monday-ish of you.
I will tell you, when I got home last night, like when I was at home, I sat down on the couch and I didn't say a word. I couldn't even pick up the remote. I was just looking at a black screen, and Bentley was sitting on me, wanting me to pet him, and I couldn't even lift up my arm. I was like, I'm done. But I guess Stephon Diggs is done with Cardi B, and my guess is because she had a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift. Right. Now, is it because that she was accentuating her non-real assets, Or is it because I've heard that there is a terrible odor that procures with a Brazilian butt lift?
Once the leakage occurs.
Once the leakage.
You are correct, sir. But you know who I'm happy for in this situation, John? I'm the jilted husband. I'm offset at home laughing, saying, ha, 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 look at what you got, you know.
But here's the question with that. Does he accept the bad twerk win back into his fold now?
Oh, no, I don't want it back. You're going to make it public that you want me back. Oh, no, you're going to make that first step. You made a song about me, how my mother raised the little itch. Like, she said that in a verse, how your mom raised the little B word. And it's like, what? No. You're going to come on bend the knee like Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
Yes, sir.
Dude, this is crazy.
This is good, though, John. This is some good stuff. It's gonna be the gift that keeps giving to you all summer. Watch.
So, did Diggs go out there and basically call out her leakage and her stank?
Yes, basically.
For the most part, he put it in an Instagram post, from what I saw.
But they were so happy and, you know, flaunting each other.
I mean, they were in a castle just last week over in Europe.
On the boats and stuff, you know, the pictures, the photographs.
You know what it was? I bet they didn't have like a air mattress over there in like Europe, because you know, like they don't even air condition in half the places you go to. I bet she popped that joint over there on a thin bed. And next thing you know, that leakage is happening and it's stanking, and like they don't really like even like do their armpits over in France and stuff, so like the stank probably gets a little bit more in the air, and next thing you know, he's like, damn, this place stank. Did you know like the Seine River, nobody's swam in that thing for over 100 years and they just reopened it?
Yeah, we swam in it for the Olympics.
Yeah, man, but that still is like the amount of poop in per like if you can make a whole turd out of 1 cup of water, that is probably not safe to swim in.
Probably not safe. But yeah, we did it for a gold, silver, and bronze, sir.
Yeah, and in 4 years, they're going to grow an extra ear, have 4 eyes.
Oh, man.
Toxic Crusaders. I don't know if you remember that. Where they were mutants.
Bro, you know what that just made me think about them swimming in the river Seine? Do y'all remember, it just came out on a docuseries, the Carnival Cruise Line from Hell, where like they lost complete power, and it was a floating toilet.
I remember. I didn't watch the doc.
That's the worst.
Something about this.
That was one of the worst. I will never watch. Chaz is not allowed to pick out our television. I mean, every time she picks out something, man.
You mean Lil Lorena can't pick out nothing?
You mean she can't?
Lil Lorena. I can't believe Lil
Lorena. She does got a Lil Lorena, and I've seen them crazy eyes, bro. I know that look.
It's toxic TV, huh? A lot of true crime.
She likes the murdered porn.
Yeah.
She likes documentaries and like real stuff. And I'm like, man, I like football, baseball, basketball. That's real.
And some comedy.
And like something that's gonna make me laugh. Like I don't need to know like this terrible thing that happened over here. It's like, man, that's terrible.
You find out you're 2 streets away from that incident, you know, something like, man, this is too close. What is this?
Do you know who Jilly Anus is?
No, I don't.
She's the girl that is now Jilly Watson.
What's her name?
She married
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's the girlfriend. I will say though, Deshaun Watson, like you weird, bro. Like he got a fat diamond ring for her, but his, you know, like a man wears the ring on his ring finger too. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. I had to go pick out one of them joints. Very, very classic and basic. I'm not like, I ain't putting diamonds. Dude put 34 carats of diamonds, and his wedding band cost more than $1 million. Not his wife's, his. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be walking around with a cigar cutter, and if I ever come across Deshaun Watson, he gonna lose his ring finger and that finger with a quickness, bro.
I'm looking at the joint.
Like, dude, that's too much, man. That's bigger than it's almost as big as your wife's diamond ring. In fact, it costs more. You spent $2 million on 2 rings when you know that you gonna be cheating all the time.
Well, that's what happens when a company gives you more than $200 million to do nothing.
Guaranteed.
$230
not do
million.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We should do a study on it. How much money is some players have gotten to do nothing. So he's gotten that amount to do nothing. Respectfully, Damian Lillard is getting what, 118 to do nothing. Respectfully, even though
he did
kind of not his fault, but he's hitting free agency 2 years early.
He did a lot to get to that status.
Are you mad? Hold on, I just found it right here. So the wife's her ring and band combined for $1.5 million.
Yeah.
He has just a band, but he had it like blinged out. His was 1.3. If he spends more on his ring than you, are you mad?
Can't be, because it's all his money.
You asking the wrong person.
I don't know if you know, they just got married. She now owns half of that. She has all the you-know-what and half his money. I don't even want to hear it. That's the truth. She has it all. She has the power now in the relationship. But if she does, I can tell you one thing. If she does lock up, you know that man's going to be on Instagram and he's going to be at a deadgum. Dude, do you think he should just like open up and hire his own massage therapist on like the premises?
What if the wife's good at it? What if that's her forte?
Well, he's been with her the whole time, so obviously she wasn't that good. He went to 45 different...
Somebody on Twitter said he probably would have had a bigger ring, but he settled for 20 out of 24 sexual misconduct cases against him.
Oh, no kidding, man.
That's real, though. But it's cold. Very real.
Damn. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, if they can't make it,
who can?
I mean, honestly,
the only thing that's going to make John more happier about a breakup is going to be Hunter. If Travis's doesn't work, he's going to the entire Hardenwood will be about Travis Hunter.
Dude, I'm sorry. Travis Hunter already screwed up. Even, who was it that was roasting him on their podcast? A former professional athlete. Going, bro.
All of them were.
Yeah, they were like, bro, you bought her $1 million ring. You bought her a $500,000 car. You paid for the whole wedding. You bought a brand new house the day you signed your deal. Half that gone in taxes, and half of it just left with her because she's gonna be leaving you soon.
Y'all are rough, man.
She is.
Y'all are rough, man.
Sign a prenup. No.
Always.
He said okay.
Always do that.
Man, please. I hope he plays extremely well.
He's gonna have to.
Was it Cam Newton that was talking about Travis?
Ooh, maybe it was. I think it might have been Cam.
He was one of them.
It was. I know he was one of them. You're right. Definitely was one of them.
Which, of course, people will say that Cam probably shouldn't be the one to talk, but at the same time,
Cam is an excellent source. I'm starting to fall more and more in love with him.
I let him ride, you know. I mean, because Cam's gonna speak from a different perspective and experience, and then it's like, you know what, he's not wrong for what he's looking at.
And plus his resume. I mean, look at it. Undefeated here, Heisman there, MVP here. Yeah. Like, it don't come for him.
Yeah, and even the Funky Friday episodes are good. I mean, you just want to just be truthful about it. But I don't know, man. This is crazy, though. You know, like you said, what's up with these are well, Travis is not a quarterback, but these are football guys.
Well, Travis Kelce, by the way, made some interesting comments this week. Did you hear him say that he felt like he was not a great teammate last year, was not a great player, was preoccupied with, coming off the championship, Taylor Swift, the Eras tour,
the hangover,
all that stuff. And he's like, this year I'm coming back. It might be my last year, but I'm coming back. I'm going to be bigger, better, stronger, faster. I'm going to tear it up this year because he got tore up in the Super Bowl by the Eagles.
Did he mention that also that he was going to be in Happy Gilmore too?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, if you got other distractions, I'm quite sure that the Sandler movie is not among them, although it's pretty good. Sandler movies are cool. And I'm not saying he shouldn't do the movie, but I understand what he's basically saying is that last season was a hangover season for him. Preoccupied, distracted by other stuff.
They had the TV show.
Yeah.
The podcast.
His brother retired.
His stick figure Gumby lookalike girlfriend somehow is the most popular person on planet Earth.
You don't like Taylor either, huh?
I would say I actually hear some of her songs. I was shocked.
I don't even listen to her music.
I didn't know who she was. I didn't know her songs, but we're out on a boat. There's like younger people.
Yeah.
They play these songs, and I'm like, I actually know some of them. You know, I got kids and grandkids, so I know some of them.
Makes sense.
And I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And they're like, that's Taylor Swift. And I was like, no, man, that ain't Taylor Swift. And they're like, yeah, it is.
We're under illusion.
And I was like, actually, I can't believe I do know a Taylor Swift song. I didn't think I knew any of them. I knew like 5 of them.
You ruined the whole illusion. And she's pretty talented, as you see.
I mean, like, yes, she's got talent. But I guess how do you say it? Like, she's not a sex symbol. Or
But I think in the fact that you mentioned it, and it also kind of like, you like, where is this attention for her coming from?
Whatever the Swifties are.
Yeah, I mean, but...
Now, how old are an average Swiftie?
I would say between...
17, right?
Yeah.
17 to 24, John.
I would go 15 to 24.
Her major demographic. Well, it seems like all the people are paying. There ain't no way a bunch of 16-year-old kids are paying $5,000 to go to these damn concerts.
You got a point there, because I look at
like these are adults at these joints.
On stardom level, I'm not saying performance. I'm on stardom level. I look at her no different than what I look at with Beyonce, who's doing the exact same thing and selling out 70, 80,000 seat stadiums at top dollar prices. And they have the same kind of a following. The Swifties, the Beehive. The Beehive will just stretch out to women that's probably in the age of 60.
Are we talking about the other BBL?
No.
She ever have a BBL?
With Beyonce? No, she's au naturel from what we can tell.
She's work.
But both of those young ladies, both of their clientele does the same thing.
Yeah.
They started off as like teen, tween, that type of 19, 20-ish, and they grew with them.
Right.
So their fans are legit 35, like Ham just said, probably damn near up to 50, 60 years old.
When Taylor reaches where Beyonce is age-wise, it'll
absolutely.
probably be the same
She's
thing.
She's going to have 40-year-old Swifties, right? Yeah, that's right. 45-year-old Swifties.
Because Beyonce's had fans I've known for over 25 years.
Absolutely.
I just put this on AI. The average Swiftie. Nearly 3/4 of avid Taylor Swift fans are white, and roughly half of her supporters are millennials, live in the suburbs, and are Democrats.
That's your AI, man.
Dude, it don't play around, dog. It's just dropping it.
I mean, it didn't tell no lies.
Damn, I didn't know, some millennial, they don't feel that young. Which ones are millennials?
They pretty
what
much
am I?
2000. You're Gen X. You're Gen X. You're Gen
X.
Yeah, you're Gen X.
Dude, I ain't Unc, because that's what they call my man Shannon Sharp, bro.
You're Unc. Yeah, you're Unc.
And you know what Shannon Sharp said on Club Shay Shay mistakenly.
Yeah, see, he one of them that's Unc that try not to act like he Unc because he going 30 years younger for the ladies than he's going for. It's like, no, you Unc, cuz. Quit tripping.
Dude, and by the way, there was sad news over the weekend. Did y'all see that Bobby Jinks passed away?
Yeah. I didn't even know he had cancer to begin with.
Bro, 44 years old.
Yeah.
Chicago White Sox Bobby Jinks, right?
Yeah, dude, he's the one who closed out the World Series, when
they ended their drought 20 years ago, actually, when they won in 05.
Damn.
Way too young, man. I didn't even know he was stricken with cancer. It's a whole deal. It's a bad deal enough for me already because tomorrow's the anniversary date of my dad passing from cancer, so it was like all that full circles, like,
Dude, that 2005 World Series run was wild.
Oh, yeah.
And he was their closer. And again, remember, he was one of those dudes that, the first 100-mile-an-hour fastball dude with big personality who was just coming out there and hey, I'm coming over. Here it is, hit it.
Gas, and that's why, where is Isaac Gillian these days, yo? We need Isaac back in.
I was thinking about Williams, the GM. That's strange. You were thinking about I was thinking about Kenny over here. That's crazy.
You just want to strangle Cal Williams for fumbling that punt return in the NFC Championship game back in 2012. I almost got you there, and he fumbled that joint. But where is Ozzy though? We ain't seen Ozzy in a good while, man. We need Ozzy back in baseball. Ain't not enough profanity in baseball. That's why we need Ozzy.
I don't know.
Ozzy was that guy, man.
They're in baseball right now. I I would just say, like, it is a different game. I was thinking about this. There was the series when it was the Dodgers and the Padres, and they kept hitting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, back in the day, do y'all remember the Yankees and the Red Sox series and
Mid-season.
Pedro Martinez going out there and
Pedro hit Soriano,
then Derek Jeter, right? And the next one, both on the hands, let him know I remember you.
I think that was Clemens hit. He hit Kevin
Clemens
Millar.
hit Kevin Millar.
That's what started it, and then they went back and forth with that, and then that carried over. That was like in July.
Yup, and he pointed at his head. I remember,
and they carried over into October with that whole deal with Kareem Garcia and Pedro. Then later with the Pedro with the Don Zimmer head grab.
Dude, threw him right down.
I found you an Ozzy statement on Bobby Jenks, actually.
Ooh, what do you got?
This is a quote from Ozzy. Everyone remembers the moment when I called for the big fella in the World Series. Gillian said in a statement, everyone has a favorite story about Bobby, so the 2005 reunion will be a great opportunity to get together with all of his teammates and coaches and relive some of our greatest memories of him. That's from your Mr. Ozzy Guillen yesterday.
That was a hell of a run by them, too. They broke their drought right after the Red Sox broke their drought. They were two of the longest in sports, just from the historian side of things. I'll never forget stuff like that.
I got my man Dennis just said, John, how about my man Rob Dibble? Nasty boys with the Reds. They were the nasty boys. Coming in there and just throwing some heat and locking you up.
Norm Charlton, Randy Myers, I remember the nasty boys.
And my man Dennis said, what happened to Rob Dibble? Is Rob Dibble not doing a Fox Sports show? Or am I crazy?
I don't know.
I swear I listened to one.
Rob Dibble was the one that I got that acronym about the NCAA. No clue about that. No clue about athletics. I got that from Rob. Like, yo, that's dope. I got to borrow that one.
Dude, he also, remember when he threw that ball in the stands? Man, Dibble did some wild stuff back then.
He actually tried to fight Lou. Well, Lou tried to fight him, brother.
I don't blame him.
Lou was crazy, yo. We need more cats like Lou out here, man.
Dude,
Lou, Don Nelson in the NBA, Lou Piniella. Who else we need that's just wild like that? That was a coach.
I mean, do you remember Jerry Glanville for the Atlanta who left tickets for Elvis every single game?
Of course.
Like, he was nuts.
He still did it. Yeah, till his last coach. Yeah, he still did it.
And he was one of them that really opened things up with the run and shoot, too. We got to shout out Jerry Glanville. Him and June Jones, they would like that. They like to throw the rock around.
Man. I could sit here and go down memory row and think about some crazy stuff because my head's always thinking about something crazy. But I do got to pay a few bills because we got to bet.
Of course.
I actually somehow, have you ever opened up your account on your thing and you see like maybe a $1,400 that you have no idea where it came from, and then you...
That ain't never happened to me, John.
And you realize that you were blacked out, hammered, betting on Japanese baseball at 4 a.m. the night before.
And $1,400, like not $14, Al, $1,400.
I literally looked and go, definitely not gonna tell Chaz about this one. But yeah, shout out Japanese baseball. It looked like I went under in like 6 of those games, and 5 of them hit. It was nice.
Arigato. I think that's how you say hello or something. Arigato.
I know I like Mugu Gai Pan.
You know you like Daniel-san?
I like
everybody loves Daniel-san.
I said Mugu Gai Pan.
We're going to take a quick time out. We're coming back with our bets because we got to make some money. Is it going to be Japanese baseball or will it be MLB? You'll find out on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Fun, exciting, friendly, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs. 24 taps for all your beers, including $3 domestic and $5 craft pints on Mondays. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 happy hour. Music bingo Tuesdays. Daily specials and online ordering. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Highway 70. Check Facebook for daily specials and weekend music at the Owner's Box.
Surprise! You're a accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit Arctic-Clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little Thirsty Thursday, always brought to you the best. That's Tito's, of course. Now, we got baseball, man. We got professional baseball. But again, I made a little money on unders in Japanese baseball the other night. I guess I was just in an under mood while I was a little, definitely deep in the Tito's. Now, also showed Jay during the break. I forgot to show you this. Did you know I got a concussion over the weekend?
No, you?
Yeah, dude. Like that knot on my head. That's how I know.
That's legit. That ain't AI?
That's how I know Chaz has a little Lorena in her, bro. Now, she said, no, it was an accident. You know what I mean? It was an accident.
No, we call those in, shout out to Terry Davis in South Memphis, right?
I'm bending over, picking something up like a cooler.
He don't want to know.
She kicks basically open the door, coming out, and the door hits me right in the side of the head. Boom, hit the ground out.
Called a ooh-wee knot. That's what we call them.
I called it, like, she said after she
cartoon knot?
She saw me hit the ground. She goes, I didn't know to check on you or to run. I was like, you're funny. I can't run that fast. We got a bet. I'm looking at baseball, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Astros just feel like they're on that other level, don't they? Like they just came in, took care of some serious business, swept the Dodgers, and on the other end, they're playing the Guardians. And the Guardians, well, they're bringing a 10-game losing streak with them. Did you realize that? They've been so bad, it's not even funny. They just got swept by their division rivals, the Detroit Tigers. They are absolutely on a sick, disgusting slide. Reminds me of the Braves, but not quite as bad. I think they're 2-8 in their last 10. But I feel like we just got an easy one, and we just rock hard, and we follow Houston, right? Like they ain't sleepwalking.
No.
Like, Houston, here we come.
They are champions.
Whoa.
Yeah, got it out.
Got that bad boy out. But I don't know, man. I feel like that's one of those easy plays. The only thing that scares me is, the Guardians aren't going to lose forever.
They're not?
Not forever.
No.
But, boy, they on a losing streak that I think is going to be extended. Now, one other baseball nugget. Deadline, July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball trade deadline. Do you move Paul Skeens?
I think for Paul King's sake, free him. Get him out of there. 'Cause I think, dude, he went, 5 or 6 innings, 10 Ks or something like that the other day and lost 1-0.
Dude, he's like 4-7, but his ERA is under 2.
That's insane.
He's got 116 strikeouts.
Free Paul Skeens, Joe. Get that man out of there. Don't send him to the Lakers either. They ain't talking about nothing. Send him somewhere where they like to win. Lakers don't like to win no more.
Damn, historian. I wish we had more. Tell everybody where they can find you.
YouTube.com/at94 feet of life. We are on hiatus, but we're going to have some fun projects coming up. I got some trivia. I got a whole bunch of. We might do a game show or something this summer. I don't know, man.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to do something as well. I don't know, but summertime fun, man. We just making way until we get ready for football. We like football at 94 feet of life, too.
I love football. Views from the 22 don't play. We'll
There
be
you
talking
go.
with them boys later on.
Shout out to Mo, our guy Mo. His birthday is tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Mo Schefter.
Yeah.
His birthday. I better get him some Tito's.
I think every time I talk to Mo, he say, "What's up with your Niners?" I think every time I talk to him.
Do me a favor. Everybody get out there. Make the world a better place. Hopefully I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.